Go.
No, you can
Hey,
leave it.
say
It's
it.
fine.
Yeah,
Leave
yeah.
the tweet. Leave the
I don't
tweet.
understand. We're joining forces here. Do you not want Summer of Arcade? Do you not want it?
Did I say that?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like you both
Sounds
want
like
the
you
same
really
thing.
I
Do you
do.
not want the same
And
thing?
honestly, all we're missing is the branding and the incentives to bring back some of Arcade. Like, if you look at like the track record of games that have dropped on Game Pass recently, even it's like Super Meat Boy 3D, like Kiln replaced Mixtape. Like those are all like prime, like Summer of Arcade titles.
Experiences.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like we just need the branding back. And some incentives. I want some Avatar stuff back. That was one of the coolest parts about it.
Give me a fucking hat.
Want the blades to come back?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I've been saying that the whole time. Is like one of the coolest things that they did for the 25th anniversary or the 20th anniversary of Xbox was they brought back some of the retro style themes. So like the original Xbox kind of blob or whatever that moves in the middle, and then they had like a blade facade. And I want like the actual blades. Like I want to customize my Xbox.
Yeah, get rid of the Windows 10 boxes.
Dude, bring it all back. I want the Xbox. I want the Xbox Live Arcade branding on some of the software. I want all of it. Like I want it exactly as it was.
Why don't they just do what PlayStation did, where you can just pick which theme you want?
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, that's cool too. Something like that, but like a more custom experience where you scale it out so it plays a little more, the menu's a little more exactly like it was instead of just a background.
Yeah. Well, welcome to episode 129 of Gaming Podcast. Steve McVary, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's a great time to be playing video games. It feels like it just won't stop. I've been bouncing from one video game
to
another.
Stop,
it
God,
just won't
please.
stop. Like,
Stop,
give
please.
me a little bit of relief.
A little
I know.
bit.
I mean, the weather's finally nice enough to go outside, and here I am being like, well,
not really.
I mean, it's way better than it was like snowing a week ago.
Yeah, but what's stopping you from, going out to a park and bringing your Xbox Ally with you so you can be able to play on the go?
Rain.
Like,
it's raining.
Yeah,
that's what's stopping me. The rain.
Yeah.
What happens? Does water like damage the electronics?
I don't know.
Yes.
Does it? Oh, okay.
Also, I mean,
the only way you're gonna know that for sure is if you try.
The glare is just atrocious. Give me an OLED and maybe I'll consider it, but right now it's too pedestrian for me.
Too pedestrian?
Pedestrian for me.
What are you, the 1% of gamers?
Yeah,
is that what you are?
Very shallow and pedantic indeed.
Oh my god, that's
but
amazing.
no, things are good. You know, no complaints. Just been playing a ton of games, and
awesome.
I think we can all be really happy about that. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
absolutely. Steve Saylor, how about you?
Doing okay. Just it's a bit slow right now work wise, but it allows me the time to be able to kind of work on some other projects. Definitely playing quite a few games, as we just talked about. Excited for like this. It's setting up to be a really good May. If the games coming out in May hit, it's gonna be a good May.
Yeah.
Caboose, how about you?
Doing good. Been quite busy actually. Got some early hands on with Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Got to check out the Mortal Kombat 2 movie early. We could talk about that later if you guys want to. And other than that, I'm also playing a ton of games.
Oh, I just saw this stare just threw me off there for a minute there. Riley, he's like, play a lot of games, right? I'm like, oh, okay.
We're playing a lot of games.
Okay, Batman, just relax there, okay? Riley, how about
join us, Marcel?
Riley, I'm playing games too.
Playing games? Yeah. It's that horror movie Smile.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Anyways.
Anyway, not much, man. Not too much. Just living right now.
Not even playing games.
I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to play games. You couldn't pay me. No, I'm going through Saros, which is pretty cool. I'm really enjoying that. So a little bit of that. I have Mouse PI for Hire as well, which I've been kind of playing a little bit of. So, and trying to keep on top of the unlockables in WWE, which is harder than you think it would be.
There should be a new patch coming out today soon. Actually, I heard 1.110 or something like that. So
give it here.
Some LA mocap coming in there. So what about what happened with Resident Evil there, buddy.
I know. I need to play that. I haven't touched it.
What?
I don't know, man. I know. It's too much going on.
What?
And you're out here trying to claim a tweet? Come on.
Listen. The thing is that this man, Riley, he stared me in the face come, around end of November, December. He's like, you have to play Donkey Kong Bonanza in the next week. Otherwise, it's going to get spoiled for you. And guess what? It didn't. He lied to my face and threw around fake threats of
you. We extended the window until Christmas.
No, we extended the window to play it.
And I told you I'm going to tell you what happens if you don't finish it.
Yes, but you were so convinced. You're like, Nintendo's going to spoil the ending of this game. I was like, oh, well, now I kind of feel the pressure.
That was prime Mario Kart rumors and stuff like that. So that's more kind of... And they did actually, when I told you that, like, they had the character reveal in the Nintendo Today app, and people were starting to share it.
Everyone's
so it's like people are sharing it online, and then if you see that render, then it's like, well, that's ruined. So it's,
I guess
that was my only.
Still got nothing for Mario Kart. Like, what's up with that?
I don't know, man.
What?
I don't know.
What's happening?
I don't know what's.
What are they doing?
I mean, one of the articles I saw today from Bloomberg was that they're getting pressure from investors to raise the price of the Nintendo.
I'm glad
Switch
you say that, because that is topic number 2. So let's just talk about it.
Now
Good stuff. Tag in.
There you go. I'm in. Put me in, coach. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably pretty expected given how everything's gone. But if you look at the sales numbers in Japan, Nintendo Switch is still kicking the crap out of PlayStation. So there's obviously issues with that. Another thing that they noted was Japan, and we've talked about it prior, has its own Switch 2 model, which only plays Japanese Switch 2 games. So that's something they kind of want to get rid of because they don't see value in selling a cheaper model when they could sell the regular one for full price.
Is this the first time we've ever kind of heard of Nintendo investors I mean, I know that of course business wise we always want to build, they always want to have prices go up, signaling increase profit and revenue and share and all that stuff. But this is the first time we ever publicly heard of pressure for Nintendo to increase prices. Or is this kind of unprecedented? Because I mean, I don't know Nintendo investments or business as much as anybody as everybody can.
I just find it fascinating. They want to do this when Nintendo clearly is outselling PlayStation. They're like,
that's what
how dare you be number 1, but we want more money.
I mean, I get a little bit of the outside pressure because PlayStation's done it, Xbox has done it, and Nintendo so far hasn't. They set a price that was relatively higher than we thought for the Switch 2 when we're kind of contemplating prices of what the Switch 2 would be. Right. But to me, it's just this is the first time that that outside pressure is now finally kind of hitting Nintendo and being hey, we got to increase prices to increase profit revenue. Or is it they're just are they making a loss on the console and they're just not putting out enough software? I mean, that always used to be the case for consoles, is that the console makers barely made any money off the hardware, but it was the software that they made the money off.
Yeah. What I'm also wondering is, with the price increases for the Xbox or the PlayStation, how did that affect sales in any way? Have people kind of scaled back on purchasing the consoles, or is the graph moving as it was before the increase?
I think in regards to Xbox and PlayStation, it's probably at a very nominal rate. You are seeing some scale back, but I think people who wanted to get involved in this console generation probably bit the bullet if they were
did it anyways.
Yeah.
That's the only, for me at least, that's the only reasoning as to why I would understand why you're looking at Nintendo and saying, hey, we should just do the price increase as well, because it's more of just a PlayStation did it, Xbox did it, and it didn't really change or affect their sales all that much. So why don't we do it? Because people are going to buy a Switch anyways.
Well, I think going back to Steve's question of is this the first time we're hearing about this? I think, well, yeah, because this is the first time a console has ever gone up in price throughout the console generation. True. This is unprecedented to begin with. That 5 years ago we bought a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And it was demonstrably cheaper than it is today.
Weird how that came about.
Yeah, so like most of the time, yeah, they always sold it at a loss to begin with, and then over time they were like, okay, we can shrink it down, we can get rid of some of the weight of this thing and make it even cheaper, not only for the consumer but us to manufacture and then ship it. It's just, yeah, like the economy is in such a terrible situation that all these manufacturers are now increasing their prices, and then obviously I think we're getting to a point where investors are now looking at Nintendo and are like, we're a year from launch, like everyone else is making more money off these pieces of hardware, why aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's like when you mentioned about Japan having its own sort of cheaper version of the Switch 2 from Nintendo, I mean, they're not the only ones. PlayStation has a cheaper version for Japanese like users, like so it's not to say that it's on like they're kind of bucking a trend or anything like that. They're kind of keeping with what they know, and we always know Nintendo gonna Nintendo. They do kind of like what they beat by their own drum for the most part, and usually a lot of like outside of Japan sort of like economics and just business landscape, it never really affects Nintendo. The Western side of Nintendo, I mean, other than like I've heard stories of Reggie Fils-Aimé being able to have some influence on that when he was still president of Nintendo. But I like, for me, I sort of see it as this is the first, like, if I am wrong, please forgive me, but like this is the first time I think like Nintendo's ever kind of had that kind of at least pressure that we've known publicly. I mean, they could have had it all along, we just never knew about it, and they've just been very good about hiding that behind closed doors. But I mean, my hope is that they don't increase it, because right now, I mean, everybody is kind of penny pinching everywhere. I mean, as much as no one politically or whatever is not saying the recession word, but we pretty much are in that. And I even saw like a comment like literally today, it's like no one's gonna buy a PS6 when considering that but the PS5 has been out as long if not longer than the PS4 has been out. It's like, if we're already thinking about I'm not going to buy a PS6, it's too expensive, then we're 100% in a bit of a recession at the moment. I don't think we're going to get like
stop certain games from coming out for PS4 like recently, like Call of Duty. Just like, okay, no more PS4 games, like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it like, because we're also like, I don't think we're anywhere near like a video game crash like we had in the 80s, but I mean, it's if conditions keep going the way they're going, it's only going to get worse from here. And the like basically for everybody right now, numbers got to go up, and everybody's scrambling to be able to figure out how to be able to do that in the best way possible. And right now, like I always saw Nintendo as kind of like more for their audience and their consumers than necessarily like a PlayStation or an Xbox kind of would. They're like always like looking for the money. Whereas like Nintendo kind of felt like always like that. We're here for our players, and that's who our ultimate shareholder is. But who knows what it's like in Nintendo at the moment.
I wonder what the bubble's going to be, because we've only gotten like vague examples of that pressure from consumers, whether it was like Xbox raising its price for the Outer Worlds 2. And then having to rescind that, being like, okay, we're not that wasn't the best use case, and then obviously also the increase to Xbox Game Pass. So I feel like Microsoft has kind of bit the bullet on some of these price hikes and everything. But I want, because like right now, to your point, Steve, like as much as I agree, I do think that like a lot of people are slowly but surely getting priced out. I'm not seeing a ton of evidence to say like people aren't willing to continue buying hardware at a increased cost. People are still willing to buy $100 price game if it's good enough. So I think
people are buying $100 controllers.
Well, exactly. Like the Steam controller sold out, like I think that gaming is still incredibly healthy. I think we're going to see that the proof is going to be in the pudding when Grand Theft Auto comes out. And I assume more consoles are going to be flying off the shelves, especially with PlayStation. It does suck, because like you look at the value proposition and how much these console prices are going up and everything, and you're like, some of the lower income households aren't going to be able to buy some of these consoles. but I still don't see that gaming's in anything but a healthy state right now.
To go back to what you were saying about the bubble, do you think that potentially, if the rumors are true of a GTA 6 being $100, do you think that that would be the sign of the bubble bursting? Like, are we going to see, like, we know it's going to sell extremely well. Like, there's no doubt about it. But do we see that people are going to actually actively make a choice of like, maybe I'm going to hold off on it until there's a sale because $100 is just too much? Is that the price point that we're looking at, or is it just going to be like, no one cares about, however much it is, people are going to buy GTA 6 no matter what?
I think the people who have had it like circled on their calendar will be buying it no matter what. Like, I think the people who have been waiting years and years to buy Grand Theft Auto, I think it's like and I use this not as like a pejorative, but like the lower rung like gamer, where it's like, oh, all my friends bought it, I guess I was going to buy it at some point. Well, maybe I'm just going to hold off until maybe the holidays or into 2025 or 2027 or something. But I think that everyone that has been waiting how many years at this point for Grand Theft Auto have had the PlayStation 5 already. They're probably going to budget $20 extra to buy it. Like, I don't think that's going to be their breaking point.
Yeah.
I just wonder, sorry to cut you off, Marcel.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
But I just wonder, obviously, whenever GTA 6 does come around, if Rockstar is willing to do that. Because I know for themselves, selfishly, they're like, yeah, people are going to buy it no matter what. It'll make a crap ton of money if we made it even $150, right?
Yeah.
But they would also have to know and understand kind of the ripple effect that then comes from that.
Yeah.
Right. Because then what shockwave does that send throughout the entire industry? Right. Because then could Insomniac release a Spider-Man 3 and say, it's such a big Marvel IP, it's the cap off to our trilogy. Yeah, it's going to be $100, especially with these ballooned AAA budgets. Right. So I don't know. I would be really interested to see if Rockstar actually does commit.
I have a feeling that if that happens, because like it's going to set a precedent no matter what, and I feel like that studios that were kind of already greedy to begin with would be like, they'll use that as the excuse. Well, GTA did it, so we're going to do it. It's part of it's the market the way it is right now. We got to compete with the market. It's like I think you'll tell who's going to be for the players and not going to the $100, and ones that are just be like, hey, we got to make our money somewhere.
They're gonna find out that they're not GTA.
Well, that's the big thing, is like that's kind of what happened with the Outer Worlds too, right? They're like, oh, we can price it like Mario Kart, and it's like, you're not Mario Kart. Like, so it's like you're finding out in real time, like they're fucking around and finding out pretty quick that you can't be doing that. So I do think what will likely happen as a result of that is we'll see variable pricing on like a scale. So like a Spider-Man 3 to me probably would hit something like a Grand Theft Auto budget, like not budget, but like cost, I would think, in the eyes of consumers. Right. So, and especially if PlayStation's pulling back on their PC initiatives, I can see them trying to recoup some of that by charging more for some of their first party content.
I also wonder if raising the price for Grand Theft Auto 6 to, let's just say $100 in Canada is even worth it to Rockstar, given that there would be some sort of PR backlash, and maybe it would amount to like the loss of going from 25 million sales to 22 million.
Honestly,
like they're going to be making their money to begin with, and I wonder if it's just like, well, we want to hit the highest number possible in terms of sales numbers and active players that first week and everything. Like, does $20 per unit really matter when we're almost guaranteed to make $1 billion anyways and break even within a week?
That game's going to make $1 billion off probably like pre-orders alone.
Right.
So honestly, I think that's a fair point. At the end of the day, they're going to make their money back and then some and then some. So really, is it worth the backlash? Like
the other thing is that, hey, we can mark this at $80 with the knowledge that in 5 months or something, Grand Theft Auto Online comes out, and we'll just ring every sucker out for every dollar that they're worth with, with like microtransactions and everything. It's like, just like selling, consoles at a loss to get people in for the software. Sell GTA not at a loss, but like, don't raise the price and just get millions of people into your ecosystem and lock them in with microtransactions for
100%
the next 10 years, and you're laughing.
But I also see too that Take-Two will probably, or even just Rockstar specifically, will probably see this as a long term. Like, even though the budget is like supposedly like the rumors of it being billion and a half dollars, it's going to be. I think it's going to be, they're investing in it going to be long term, because they already know that once the game is out, that's not the only time that people are going to be buying this game. That they're going to be buying it for several years to come once they start opening up to GTA Online. And whether that launches with the game, we still don't know yet, or that's going to come like within a year or so later. They know they're going to get their like a huge amount of money from that as well. So I'm wondering like if they set it to $100, is that just them short term reacting to what the industry is like now, or is it part of the larger plan to be like, okay, we're set it for $100 now, but maybe a couple of years from now we'll roll it back down to what the price was, or was gonna, like, the marketplace would be, and so that way they could still make money off of it. I don't foresee, like, that's the kind of the utopian way of going about it, but
Yeah.
I could see them seeing this game as not just it's launch and then they get a couple of months of revenue from that. That's going to be huge, but I see this as being like, okay, this is phase 1, phase 2 is getting it online, and then phase 3 is kind of like building up from there, as they have been with GTA 5.
Yeah, I think they also are pretty fortunate that they're in the spot to sell like the main game and then the multiplayer as well, so they can kind of stagger it that way.
Yeah.
Then you stagger the platform launches, so you have consoles first, and then PC, and then maybe get a Nintendo Switch 2 version down the road, and it's like you see how like you get multiple buys on top of multiple buys and different variants, and a deluxe edition that includes the online, or you buy it separately.
Mhm.
So there's going to be a lot of opportunity there to kind of make way more money as well for them.
Yeah.
Has there been like how the like Nintendo sales looking? Just to bring the conversation back to Nintendo here, like how like.
I don't know what their last report was,
I,
but I think we're due for. I think they have another quarter coming up shortly.
Because I don't know, like, it just doesn't
start in
seem.
March?
The fiscal year, I believe, starts in March.
Yeah.
So that, I guess, pretty soon, probably end of May.
I just don't feel like they're like, if they're being number one in sales and beating PlayStation, who has raised the price. It doesn't make sense.
So I'm sorry, are you asking about hardware?
Yeah, for hardware. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just over 17 million units.
17 million. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that like Nintendo's problem is the lack of like games that are coming out. And I think a lot of people are comparing to like what the Switch 1 did in its first year, where like every month you had something. Where like I know, like, yes, budgets are or time to make games are a little bit longer, and like it's so the times for games to come out will take a little bit longer.
Yeah, but
right now Switch 2 is already outpacing Switch 1 in its first year.
So why are we? Besides greed, why are we asking for this?
So supposedly, according to, like, I'm just looking at this, like Matt Piscatella, like he does all the Circana's like games marketing, like they always have like the what the latest stats are. He posted this a day ago from this recording. He says U.S. consumer spending across video game hardware, content, accessories finished Q1 2026 at $14.6 billion, growing 5.3% when compared to a year ago. And he says the key takeaways from it is that new record high spending anticipated, driven by year 2 of Nintendo Switch 2 and expected release of Grand Theft Auto 6. Subscription, higher prices, and hardware, Switch 2 have been largest contributors to recent growth. And macroeconomic factors are at risk, as are the rising prices in tech components such as RAM and storage. So I'm going to look to see if they like what the actual like sales numbers are for it, but according to the Circana, but that's, I mean, kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier about like, is the price increases, is that actually growing the market? I mean, it's saying about 5.3% compared to last year. That kind of makes sense.
Well, maybe Sakurai's news about Smash coming out. Might help it out.
Just to build on that, the report from Nintendo drops on May 8th.
Okay, does it? Okay.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of anticipation for that because the stock, as of May 2026 in the last year, has dropped 36 to 43%. So that's why there's pressure from investors, because there's a decline in the profitability there, or the value of the stock. So that's where they're getting the pressure up that and generate some more revenue. So I'm curious to see kind of how they pivot, but I almost, just before we go into that, because I really want to talk about Smash Brothers,
Yeah.
I am curious to see if if they go back to maybe, because I think they haven't had a great marketing impact recently, and that's because there's been an obvious lack of Nintendo Directs.
Yeah.
So I wonder
Since
if that's
September,
like a format
right?
they go, yeah. So I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
maybe you go back to what worked at that point. Like, it doesn't seem to be piecemealing your content's not working. It's not having the impact that you thought it would.
The Nintendo Today app just isn't it.
What do you mean? It's the #1 app.
No.
I'm sorry, it's really not.
it's just like it could be so much better, and it's like seeing like Apple does this for a reason, right? Like, you know, there's a reason these companies stick to these sort of video presentation formats and announce all their stuff there. So
people love it.
I think
they
you gotta
started
go back
and everyone
to it.
else copied them. Why pivot from that? I don't understand.
I think they just, someone else got in there and was just like, hey, let's change it up. This is new. And it's like, that was a terrible idea.
Fire them.
Tried it. It did not work. It did not work. So this is the year of Luigi all over again. So go back to the directs.
Poor Luigi. Riley, what's going on with Sakurai?
Well, okay, so Kiwi Talks, who is a YouTuber who does a long line of dev interviews, which are quite interesting, and I recommend watching them. He's reported that it was kind of vague, to be fair, and he's clarified since that 4 franchises were getting updates. One was Grand Theft Auto, obviously, in the next year. That's coming out. Metroid, which is like, what's that? Zelda, and then also Smash Brothers. So obviously everyone's drawn to Smash Brothers right away. And he's since clarified, well, I didn't say if it was a new Smash Brothers, right? Like, it could be anything. It could be a port. It could be a NSO drop. And I think we kind of know the NSO drop is coming for Smash Brothers on the N64 side.
Because they screwed
because
it
leaked. Yeah. So we know that's happening. But he's backpedaled a little bit, but it obviously got everyone excited because we're all waiting for this. And historically, Nintendo has released Smash Brothers within the first 2 years of every new console. So it makes sense in the timeline. Now, Sakurai has obviously just done Kirby Air Riders, which came out end of last year. A lot of Smash Brothers DNA in that, but it's believed that he's obviously working on that now. So that's kind of where we're at now. A lot of speculation on what form that might take. But I think that I don't think Kiwi's hinting at anything he knows per se, but I do think that we are likely to get something in that window. It's educated guessing at this point.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. Like, just considering especially what you mentioned, that there's a Smash Bros that comes out with every new console release, you can just assume that there's probably one that's been in the works and that it's probably coming sooner rather than later. And I wouldn't be surprised if what was the initial educated guess? Sometime like early next year, was it?
2027?
Yeah, so by 2027. So I mean, we're coming up on a year of having Switch 2, which I would assume if you want it on the first 2 years, then you would have it probably in about a year. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can, again, just if we were just spitballing and guessing based on the track record, based on the trend that's already been set at Nintendo with their past consoles and their past releases, it just lines up and it makes sense. You know, even if I didn't have inside info.
It's also very telling. Like, this is one of their biggest tentpole online games, and the content rollout for the Switch version, just Ultimate, was so strong in being able to add new characters, like the passes and everything. Like, you clearly want to get this game from a baseline just out on your console as early as possible, and then start rolling out new content within a year or two afterwards, just to keep that going for as long as possible, because people, myself included, miss those, you know, envelope moments where it's like, okay, who's it going to be? The fake outs, like the speculation, like, no, still to this day, like, one of the most exciting things, it was like the Grinch theory. And it was totally bullshit, but like, like shit like that just does not come around
Goku's
this
in
industry. Yeah, like little moments like that, and I miss that, and only Smash can really do that. Multiverses came super close, but then they fumbled hard.
Well, they
Yeah.
fumbled
And
because they
then
just
nobody
didn't have
played.
content like that, and that's why Ultimate was so good, because it was just, it was this consistent stream, and it was all very. I mean, they pulled some really cool guests. So
I feel like Ultimate
Sora,
wasn't given
Sephiroth,
I feel like Ultimate wasn't given
Banjo.
a fair chance due to the online part, and that's why part of me selfishly wants Ultimate Switch 2 with rollback netcode.
Right.
So
1000%.
and I think that's how it would have to be. But like, I think you kind of, in a way, you have to leave Ultimate behind and make this for Switch 2. And when I say leave Ultimate behind, I mean like that game sits over there and you can build on it and have all the characters back and all the framework of that. But like, you can't just like drop rollback netcode and have that audience carry over, because it just they don't. Yeah, they're different things. And I'm assuming it's built on the Sol Abs engine, which is the new engine they used for Kirby Air Riders, which is an extension of the one they used for Ultimate. So you'd have to port that over, get all the characters working. At that point, it's going to be its own thing, and that's okay, because I mean that's essentially what happened from Wii U to Ultimate, and everything ported over nicely. So you can do that, rename it, give it its own flair. Obviously, reinvent some of the looks of the characters. I would think Donkey Kong is the obvious one that you have to do immediately.
Right.
It's just that you're not going to be getting Cloud, Sora, Seth. You're not getting those characters unless. I mean,
I think you can. I think you can.
Sakurai could pull a lot of strings, but like that is legal nightmare. Ultimate was already impossible.
I know Ultimate was it is like a bit of a leaning tower as you stack all the IP up, right? I totally get that, but like then you look at Astrobot, which cost $50, and then they added a bunch of like third-party characters for free, including Cloud and Sephiroth and Spider-Man and all these other ones.
About that as to why I think that's a little different is because they're coding them as the bots. With the costumes.
For sure.
We're getting that character model the way you know it, the way you love it, putting it in this game.
And that's
why
it's
definitely more labor intensive to make a Smash character than a bot, for sure.
And that's why I think we'll probably end up getting most, if not everyone, back, because the hard work's already done. Like Sakurai had to take Sora and create like the fight patterns, the move set and everything. And then like Riley was saying, like it's not going to be a ported version of Sora, but like that like methodology has already been worked on. So like Nintendo theoretically only has to play nice with these third-party companies, and I feel like 90% of them would willingly just be like, no, we want our characters in here. We want Banjo to come back. We want, X, Y, and Z.
I think you can only really kick the can one more time down the road before you have to like reboot the whole thing, because like it's kind of one more and done, and that's it. So, and if this is Sakurai is like, I don't know how many more projects he has in him.
He's one of the last good ones left we got.
Yeah, one of the last rock stars, right? Yeah. So, I mean, if he wants to build on what he's done, his whole career has scaled to, like that would be cool. If he wants to reinvent the wheel, he's welcome to. I mean, at this point, I'm intrigued to see what happens, but just based purely on the turnaround time of a project like this, I think it's building on Ultimate. If I had to guess,
if it's not like, just like imagine the rollout for that, like. Not everyone is back, like, or everyone is here. That sucks. Like, how do you go? Like,
you can't, right?
You can't. Like you're saying, like, if it is following like the style and like symmetry and like all this stuff that Ultimate kind of, solidified, like it almost has to bring over everyone, because
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that, honestly, because I think that like. Maybe because I play Mortal Kombat, I play all these other different fighting games.
You've been there. You've had your dreams ripped away. In the next
what I mean?
I get it.
People were begging to get Freddy Krueger in MKX because they got Jason. Like that was the dream matchup. But they, things like that just can't happen. And I think what you end up getting instead is a slew of new guests and a slew of new DLC characters to fill up this roster with that you get excited about. I understand that, like, okay, I think in a perfect world, it is just a building off of Ultimate. They bring everybody back, the gang's all there, and you just get like whatever 10, 20 additional characters added in there from the Nintendo.
And some new amiibo.
Some new, there you go. There you go. But I really do think that what ends up happening here, or at least what I believe what ends up happening here, just based off of how it's been with every fighting game and even just with every Smash game. Is you just go into the next Smash Brothers game, not necessarily a clean slate, like they're going to have a good slew of Nintendo characters in there for sure, and maybe even some great guests.
8 characters,
yeah. But they're gonna pluck different characters from other worlds that are also just as exciting and could fill up the roster, and you can then compare and contrast it to Ultimate or Melee or Brawl or whatever it might be, and say this is the new best one, right? Like, we can get Master Chief in there. We can like there's some crazy stuff that they could do. Hopefully, I think they start new.
And you think the next one is like from the ground up, like this is a new Smash Brothers.
I think so.
I just think given the timeline, they've got to build off Ultimate, which inherently brings some of the characters with it. But I mean, it's hard to say, right? Like, it is interesting.
See, Sakurai with some bloodshot eyes before, like that.
Man wasn't sleeping.
Not afraid to pull some all
that guy. That guy loves work.
Yeah,
that guy loves work.
The thing
he finished Ultimate and then made 250 YouTube videos in the span of about a year, and then launched them periodically while he started work on Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah.
I'm like, that guy just does not sleep. Like, he does not stop.
The thing with Ultimate was like, I know, so for the Wii U and 3DS, he didn't even know he was making it until, like, because Iwata made the announcement. I'm sure you know this, Riley, but like, you know, he made
that was for Brawl.
It was for Wii U and 3DS. He had no idea.
No, that was definitely Brawl. That was in the Wii era. They had announced it as the Revolution, and they said Smash Brothers was coming, and the intent was to port Melee to Wii if he didn't agree to do it.
Because I thought that was when he met up with him in the hotel room, like, hey, listen, I know you just
that was the Wii. Yeah, that was the Wii announcement. Yeah, when they announced the Revolution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know
Smash Brothers Brawl.
I thought Ultimate was like an homage to Iwata, being like, hey, you know what?
Ultimate was because he greenlit Ultimate before he passed away.
Okay, never mind. Because I remember the meeting with him. He was like, I didn't know I was even making this game, and he's like, hey, can you please?
He was in the audience watching. I was like, oh, okay. And then he went to Iwata's hotel room that night, and he's like, listen, we want to do Smash Brothers, and if you're not going to do it, we're just like, we'll do it ourselves. Myself, and he's like, well, what would that look like? He's like, we would port Melee to Wii, and we would add online. And that's what it would look like. And he was like, okay, well, I don't want that to happen. So so it's like, okay. But that's Sakurai he's like a perfectionist that way. Yeah. He's a very interesting character.
He has 4 controllers in front of him, and he's fighting himself.
He's a little sicko.
Dude, yeah, he's like playing, that's insane. And then even like, if you look at Air Riders, he basically remade the first Air Riders game and then made a whole other game on top of it. Like, all of the content came forward. So I'm like, that's an insane level of dedication to be like, well, people would like it, so I'm going to do it.
And I've said this before, but you look at Kirby Air Riders, and you can see so much of what is going to inevitably end up in Smash, like the hub world. So many of like the menu systems and everything. Like, to me, Kirby Air Riders, or like the period in between Kirby Air Riders and Smash, feels like it could be smaller, only because it feels like a lot of the legroom has just been made up by developing Kirby in the first place. Like, he clearly was smart and was like, I can reuse so many of these assets and just pop them right on over into the other game.
His wife does the menu system, which is why it's so similar. So I don't know. I think I say build off of Ultimate. I don't want that roster to come back one more time.
I would like it just one more.
I should clarify. That's what I want. I just don't think that's what they'll do.
Now,
you can't be disappointed if you go in with Aaron's mindset. So I like that. It's like, give me that. But I want a little more Ultimate. I want it cleaned up graphically. Like, if you look at Donkey Kong, like, his fur looks like mud now because it's built on the Switch. I'm like, just clean him up, give him his new look. That's all I need. I don't need anything crazy. People are like, oh yeah. I'm like, people are like, oh man, you gotta redo the whole move set for Mario and Donkey. I'm like, no, you don't. No, this is all empirical knowledge. Like, it's all, everyone knows how to play as Mario and Donkey Kong in this game. Like, you can't change it now. Like,
nothing has changed.
It'd be like changing up like Ryu or Ken. I'm like, those characters are those characters. Like,
nothing has changed from Mario since then. There hasn't been a new Like this, like Odyssey was out by then. Like Cappy's in Ultimate.
Yeah, he does like a pose with Cappy or something.
Yeah,
They have like little homages to like new things. So like if maybe Donkey Kong will have a pose with like what's her name?
Pauline.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll have a pose with her, but I think you just need to clean it up and then
just
get rollback neck
Pauline as a
yeah, right. You can add like his new Final Smash could be he like does his Bonanza or something like that. Yeah, that's easy.
There's a lot of really cool stuff that they could already incorporate from the Switch 2, like the Switch 2 generation of games.
Yeah, I think so. And modernize the roster a little bit. Like there's obviously been a ton of new games since then, like a new Zelda game, a new Ring Fit. I'm surprised didn't end up in it. Stuff like that. So
yeah,
you can throw in the thing from Drag X Drive.
Yeah,
little player models in there.
God,
the driver.
Yeah, everyone in mouse mode.
Yeah, you can play in mouse mode.
No, I haven't said anything this whole time. I am not gonna. No, we are not gonna get.
No, we're not doing that.
Drive. Whatever.
I think they leave that out. Maybe you'll get a trophy or a spirit or something.
They'll definitely have a trophy for that for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like a story mode. I mean, we kind of got that in Kirby. In a lot of ways, Kirby's kind of a precursor to this. So I wouldn't be surprised if they rolled off of that into this because the Smash Brothers punching bag shows up in Kirby for some reason. And then
people deep dive
a lot of other items.
Deep dive the hell out of that.
there's like weird crossover there that I'm not quite sure about because Sakurai keeps talking about a greater evil in that game, but like it's not getting DLC. It's not, and there's like no more content, and it's not getting a sequel. So I'm like, what is this like leading into Smash Brothers? Like is Master Hand or some Taboo, character controlling? Yeah, right. Yeah, Taboo. Like.
Well, even if you look at Ultimate, who was the star in that? It was Kirby. He was the one that got away. Yeah,
he's always the main
dude. Yeah,
he's always the main guy. So it's because he's like the most default basic character, right? Like Sakurai made him as the starting point. So it would make sense to have Kirby carry through from Air Riders into something else potentially, which would be cool.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, what's going on with Lego Batman? They just recreated the animated series in Lego form. That was pretty dope.
Oh, they recreated a lot of things. So I got an early hands-on with Lego Batman Legacy: The Dark Knight. This is the second chance that I've had to play the game. I got to play it at Gamescom last year. But I will say this time around, there must have been something that changed from my first time playing the game to now because it feels way more like an Arkham game than it did before. Like it really does genuinely feel like I'm playing a Batman Arkham game with a Lego code. I got the free flow combat. Like every single time I got into a combat encounter, I was trying to like test the limits of how far can I bounce across the screen, and you could just do it. Like there's some open arenas sometimes you get into some big combat encounters and I was really flying across the screen like I would in an Arkham game. And I had a blast with it. I mean, honestly, what I'm really happy about with this game is that it's not just paying homage to the Christopher Nolan Batman films because those are what's popular, right? Or it's not just paying homage to like the animated series because it's iconic and it's nostalgic. It is a love letter to like every possible version of Batman you could think of. You know what? Even like the worst of it, right? There's stuff for Batman Forever from Batman and Robin that's in there. You know,
hell yeah.
What I honestly, I really do hope, considering that as well, is that there is some stuff from the Zack Snyder films. I think that they can poke some good fun and have like a good time with that. But overall, like I had a lot of fun with it. The combat I think is super solid. The traversal is not exactly like the Arkham games, but still solid. You know, you could do your little cape glide and fly across the city. You got a ton of different Batmobiles to choose from all these different movies. And yeah, I was just having so much fun with it. What I was most surprised with too is that it's a Lego game. And so like in my mind, I have preconceived expectations for certain things. One of them being, I'm not expecting this to be visually the best looking game ever. But man, it is a pretty looking game. not just like for Lego game standards, but like for next gen standards. It visually speaking is beautiful to look at. It's actually insane. There are times you're like walking through Gotham and it looks like I just have a Lego minifigure. My cat's getting really interested. She wants to know about this. It looks like I plucked one of my own actual Lego minifigures and put it into this game. It looks so real and so tangible, which is it's just insane. It's just insane. And I think honestly that WB Games has like a big win on their hands with this.
The question I had, because I hadn't really seen or heard much talk about what this particular aspect of it is like. Is it more of like say like we're talking about like basically the city of Gotham? Like, is it more like how big is the map? Like, does it feel like it's kind of like an Arkham City type size or an Arkham Knight size, or we talking like zones of Gotham only?
From what I understand, it is apparently twice the size of Arkham Knight's open world.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus. And it felt pretty sizable, to be honest. Like it felt like it definitely didn't feel like Arkham City small, nor did it feel like as tight and narrow as City. There was easy to traverse around. Like I could rip through the streets of like any part of Gotham and feel like I have like the freedom of it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not constrained in any way. But yeah, the one I will say if I were to give any sort of feedback or have some sort of negatives to provide about my time playing the game, one thing that was a bit overwhelming was just the sheer amount of stuff to do in the game.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, I'll throw a caveat in there that maybe it's because I was trying to get as much content as possible in the open world once we actually got to that section of our demo. So maybe like part of me was like, I want to do as much as I can with the limited time that I have so that I can have the footage to showcase for it. But also just, I remember opening up the map and it was like I could barely see what the open world looked like because it was covered in icons.
I feel like that's just an inherent Lego issue. And because like even the Skywalker saga and even recent games, probably the past like 7, 8, they fatigue me because I used to be that person that would love going through these Lego games, even Lego Dimensions, and do like literally everything. But at a certain point, and I think this is just a good problem to have if you're, investing money into a game like this. It's like there is a lot to do, and that involves, doing the races or doing the, little crimes or doing stuff like that. Like even what was the villain one that they did? The DC villain,
Lego DC Supervillains, I think.
Yeah, like that one had so much to do. It was just like and contrast to what it sounds like with this one, there were those like hub areas that Steve was talking about, like you were in Gotham at one point and then different area, and it was hard to keep track of like what, like if I'm going for 100%, I'm dedicating like a part-time job to doing all of this. But at a certain point I had to walk away.
I mean, that's always been the TT Games formula to keep people playing. And I think it's also like, for me, I see it as like they are making, if this doesn't get nominated for Family Game of the Year, the Game Awards, I'd be very, very shocked. But I think that it's like it's designed for it gives kids, there's always something to do in the game beyond just the story. And then but then it's also like for those like the 100%er folks like some of us, like we just want to collect everything in the game. And I mean, I always kind of felt that like yes, you're right, it is just a sea of icons sometimes when they're playing those games. But I don't think it's as egregious or as boring sometimes as say like an Ubisoft. Like there are a lot of like repeatable like story quests that in order to be able to collect the thing you have to do a whole bunch of the same things you've done 50 different times, whereas at least with TT Games and the Lego games, it's okay, you go to an area and then it's usually a collectible, that's where you pick it up and then you can grab it and move on.
It's like it's quick and snappy. There's nothing that like all these, it
doesn't waste your time.
They aren't going to be things that are going to take up 10 minutes of your time each, right? So it's not like you're gonna have to pour 300 hours to get the 100 completion. At least I don't think so. But what I will say in terms of why it worries me a little more with this game versus maybe the previous Lego Batman games is in those older Lego Batman games, there was something north of like 30 different characters you could unlock. And it made it feel like there was always something to chase after, right?
Yeah.
There was always some reason why, yes, there's a ton of things to do and there's a million collectibles or there's so much stuff on my screen. But when I get like 100 of those things, I get this character. You know what I mean? Like, or Riley, you were telling us a story. We were hanging out yesterday about you had to do so much in one of the Lego Marvel games, but the end goal would be that you unlock Deadpool.
You got Deadpool. You had to complete like the whole thing.
I want that. You know, I want to play as Deadpool in this game.
I mean, for me, just even looking at the videos and the images, it's just like it seems as if like when you're collecting all the Batmobiles and all the Bat suits and all the Robin suits, like what I loved, like yes, I would love to have that if there is an ultimate collectible at the end of it. Once you collect them all, that'd be awesome.
I'm sure.
But I personally like would want to collect them because I want to see my Batcave filled with all of those suits and all of those Batmobiles like on display.
And that's
because
fair.
that to me feels like it's like, okay, that's kind of the ultimate Batman sort of thing. It's like you get to kind of like fill out your own Batcave, as it were.
So I don't know for sure how it works with all the alternate suits, but from what I understood at the base of it is you visit Batmite, you can see him in the open world, or you can see him in the Batcave, and it's just about the little Lego coins, if you will, the stubs.
The stubs, yeah.
The amount that you collect there is your currency, and you use that to buy alternate suits. At least that from my limited little experience, that's all that happened. But so I guess for me in that case, it's just like, is there a suit if I were to collect all the Riddler trophies? Is there a Batmobile if I complete all the race challenges around the open world? I'm hoping for little things like that to incentivize me to want to put in the hours, because there's a limited amount of playable characters in this one, which the good thing about that is that they all play differently. Like it's not like the older Lego Batman games where you have 30 characters and it's just, here's Kite Man, but he just plays like Batman.
Right. Or here's 20 characters that all play like Batman, and then 5 that play like Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then, you need the one that has the freeze mechanic so you can get into the secret area, but you will unlock Mr. Freeze 20 hours in.
Yeah. So we don't have that, which is the good thing.
That's cool.
We have like a set amount of playable characters. There are certain playable characters that you'll need for certain puzzles. Like for instance, I ran into a Riddler trophy that I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong or why I couldn't solve it. And they were like, oh, you need Batgirl for that one. So I was like, oh, okay. So I don't have Batgirl playable yet. I haven't unlocked her as a playable character. Once I do, then I can solve this Riddler trophy later. But again, overall, I think it was really, really fun. I have very minor nitpicks and negatives to point out. I'm very excited for the launch. And I do think that if you're a Batman fan of any kind, this is just a must play. Like you just have to put aside the cynicism of, oh, it's a Lego game, like that's for kids. It's like, no, there's actually quite a bit here to enjoy as an adult and quite a bit of fun to have. It's funny, it's witty, and it's clever too, in the way that you would hope out of even like, those Lego movies, right? That same level of like clever dialogue and comedic timing. It's all here in the game as well. And then on top of that, at the end of our demo, they said, sit down and watch this. And it was them replaying the Batman, the animated series intro, but in Lego
Hell
form.
Yeah.
And it almost brought a tear to my eye.
I saw the preview of that on, oh man, it just looks so cool.
It's incredible. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. So I'm very happy.
What I love too about that, like watching it, is like it's picture perfect of like in a Lego way of exactly how that animated series looks. It like, as you said, like it's in the, before, it's like in the 4x3 format. It's all done in Lego. The music's exactly like is the theme song, but then it also adds that TT Games Lego twist of there's always like a little funny something to add to the scene. Right. And we won't spoil it for you if for those who may want to look it out and experience for yourself, but I saw that, I was like, that is the perfect amount, like is the perfect encapsulation of what TT Games seems to be going for with this game, is that it is the ultimate like Batman fantasy, Lego Batman fantasy. You get to play all the movies in our favorite moments, but done in the story of Batman throughout his entire career. But then also it's like, then you have the little fun Easter eggs that they know that if you're a Batman fan, like you're gonna get. Like I even saw today, apparently there's like a dialogue thing of that they literally took of Michael Caine like saying in the Dark Knight, yeah,
So
like
funny.
what or Batman Begins, what do we do when we fall down, Bruce? Like he said, but they quote his Michael Caine's tweet about like instead of just the line, and I'm just like, that is just insanely like so minute detail. If you know, this is the ultimate game of if you know, you know.
Yeah, 100%. It's I'm expecting now, considering that there's going to be tons of little if you know moments when you're playing throughout the game, and there's great Easter eggs in there too, like so many amazing moments. There was an homage to Kevin Conroy. There's stuff in there for Scott Snyder, of course. Absolute Batman, one of the best new Batman runs out there for comic books. There's just tons of stuff in there for people who are just fans of every little thing that is Batman, which honestly it made my heart happy. It was just really cool. My hat's off to the team at TT Games for what they're building here.
Yeah. So is this setting up WB for? Are they back? This is a success story coming back now, because I know Ed Boon wants Street Fighter characters in the next Mortal Kombat or some nonsense he was saying.
Yeah. I honestly think this will set them on the right track. And then I mean, based on some of the reviews as well, this is it's a movie side of things, but Mortal Kombat 2 is also doing really well on the critics side. It's getting some good reviews, and I think it's going to do pretty well at the box office. So it looks like WB Games franchises and their core pillars, as they've talked about, are doing well.
Like Primal Rage, you think that will come back?
That would be nice. That would be nice.
I just want it so bad.
So, though.
No, I think it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Wasn't The Rock in that movie?
No, that was
Rampage.
That's
Rampage.
Yeah, terrible movie. Great game. But I don't even know who does Atari own Rampage. I don't know. We're going off on a tangent, but I just want Primal Rage so badly. It's such a cool concept for a fighting game. You're just like kaiju.
I want Bloody Roar to come back. Whoever has that, bring
Bloody
that back.
Roar. That's a throwback.
That game was sick. That game was
Bloody
awesome.
Roar. Oh my god. Primal Rage. I had all the action figures for Primal Rage. That was the bee's knees when I was a kid.
The bees.
And then they just scrapped. Yeah, then they just scrapped the sequel.
Oh man. Well, Steve V, what's going on for you for the rest of the week?
Oh man, I don't know. Just playing games,
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even know. Who knows? Yeah,
I did see your social post.
Which one?
That you have access to a game.
You're allowed to say it.
Forza. Yeah, playing
Forza. So you're playing that.
So I'm playing Forza, playing another game under embargo, but yeah, just gaming. I'm trying to get outside.
Just gaming.
Gaming. Yeah, good time.
Are you ripping packs over there still?
On like Pocket or?
I mean IRL.
All the time. Yeah, doing my best. Keeping on top of that, being disappointed in perfect order.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
That, man. I got it.
All right. Well, Steve Saylor. Well, what about you?
I was gonna have a specific video out for this week. I was gonna try to be able to do a review of Soros, but I'm gonna have to postpone that because there's something that came across my inbox that I will have a video out. I think probably by the time this goes live, it'll be out. But
then tell us.
Don't want to tell on air just in case, because it is embargoed. So, but I'll tell you off here. But yeah, just basically go to my YouTube channel. Just go to my YouTube channel. Right, you'll find it there. Right.
Love that. Caboose.
I'm gonna be going to see Mortal Kombat 2 again this week in theaters because I had so much fun with it, and I really want to get a second viewing of it. My review for the movie, non-spoiler, is currently up on my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Caboose, as well as my in-depth hands-on impressions with Lego Batman Legacy: The Dark Knight. And then you can also check me out Twitter and Instagram at CabooseEK.
Did you get the bucket?
I got the film. It's you can't see it, but I got the film slate bucket, and I got it signed by like a majority of the cast when I was at the premiere.
Oh hell yeah!
So sick.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's cool.
It sucks because I got 2 pictures with Carl Urban, and on the second time he was so like hoarded that I just felt bad. I was like, let me just get the photo. I'd feel bad to be like, can you also sign this?
Yeah, fair.
But I'm like, damn, I had 2 chances and I didn't go for it, you know.
Didn't you do a Mortal Kombat themed escape room just recently too?
I did. That's over on my buddy's channel, Uncaged Games. We did an escape room with the actors who play Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
That's dope, dude.
It
sick.
was a ton of fun. And shout outs to Ludi Lin, the guy who plays Liu Kang. Shout outs to his dog Pax, who is the cutest dog of all time, and helped us get across the finish line with that escape room. It was so much fun. But yeah,
That's
you can
cool.
check out that video.
You cheated with a dog? That's wild. Insane.
What are you talking about?
What?
That's
Take us home, boy. Take us home. Find a way out. Riley, how about you, man?
Not too much, no. We're talking about dogs. I'm just looking at mine over here. She's just sprawled right out. But no, not too much. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that maybe the Smash Brothers rumor is accurate, because I would love to see more of that soon. But no, not too much. It's Mother's Day this weekend, so I'll probably pay my mom a visit, and that's the plan right now.
Hell yeah. Okay, when do you think the Smash Brothers or any is Smash Bros announcements coming? When? Just which month? We'll just say.
If it's real, I don't even think they would announce it till next year.
I'll say June of 2027.
I was gonna say June of this year. We're getting something Smash related.
That soon? You think?
Something. If
got rumors of
like something.
Got rumors of a Star Fox game and
Ocarina
of Time game.
Hey, that was
gotta get that out.
That was supposed to
first.
come in April last time I checked. Remember?
No, it was May.
Oh, well, May. Oh yeah. Well, now it's May. Hopefully soon. I guess it sounds. I mean, that report's backed up by VGC and a few other pretty reliable sources as well. So I feel like it's just a matter of time. What form that is, who could say? But I'm pretty excited to see it, if it's real.
Yeah. We'll have to see. For me, I am doing my St. Jude charity, helping out the kids fighting cancer, and also doing Forza as well. So, review. Vroom.
So, I should probably mention I am technically also reviewing Forza as well. So,
all right.
I should also mention that I am not playing Forza.
I am not currently playing Forza. No.
I'm glad you guys also, set the record straight for everyone.
Yes, yeah. We don't want
There's been a lot of rumors.
I had to make sure they knew.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors, and I just want to confirm I do not. Nip that in the bud right now.
Well, we'll see you all here next week. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.